is too little to cover the head of a match. Yet this is enough adhesive, super strong, super fast to lift 2.5 tons. It's Dulo Super Glue. A drop will do to mend jewelry, ceramics, rubber, and glass in only 10 seconds. It truly is super strong and super fast. Super Glue. A drop will do. Super Glue. A product of Loctite Technology.
Should have bought Mobile One. The oil, it saves you gas, you know.
Should have bought Mobile One. Helps you start at 35 below.
Should have bought Mobile One. Engine temperature heads 500. You're cool.
Should have bought Mobile One. You only change it every 15,000 miles.
Mobile One, the oil that does it all. Take it from an expert.
Well, the field goal was from the 14 and missed, so they spot the ball on the Ram 20, so the Rams picked up 6 yards on that play and put it in play, 1st and 10. It's McCutcheon behind Capoletti and Mack, but he is caught from behind and dragged down. And it was Dave Washington who was able to get him by the back of the shoulders and bring him down. Namath, 4 for 8. And listen to the numbers for Jim Plunkett. Plunkett is 11 for 14 for 171 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, they made some good throws and big plays under pressure, too.
Tony Klein is in there now to give Hardman a breather. 2nd and 12 from the 18. Namath looking towards Capoletti, but then goes the other way to Harold Jackson at the 30-yard line. And Jackson goes down at the 32. Vanderbond hit him first. That slowed him down, and Mel Phillips came up to nail him, for sure, at about the 32-yard line. That's a big play.
Watch Namath after he delivers this ball. He gets sandwiched. Oh, does he get sandwiched there. And he came up, he bent over a little bit after he got up. Like he could have been banged up a little bit. Is that a quick change of directions by Jackson?
Wow, he came back to bail out. We're looking at Cleveland Elam. 1st and 10 from the 32 of the Rams. Capoletti, but there's a flag and a whistle. Oh, let's see.
A little movement in there. Was spotted. Yep.
Start offense number 75.
So John Williams moving. You were talking about changing the cadence and offsetting the defense, and sometimes you pay the price, and there it is. Bill presented to John Williams.
Oh, offensive lineman always telling you, says, change your count, my defensive man's beating me. He's beating me. You change your count, and he jumps off there.
So Namath having to put the ball in play from his own 27-yard line, 1st down. Joe going down the right side. Jackson came back to make the catch. Anthony Leonard had left him. Leonard just kept on going, and Jackson came back. Pass completed easily inside the 49 or 45-yard line.
That's just a smart play by Harold Jackson coming back. Ball underthrown a long way. Joe had kind of slipped in his hands or something. Jackson just made an excellent play. Let's take a look at Cleveland Elam here, trying to get in for the pass. Oh, got 2 men, Saul grabbing in there, and Mack, no place to go.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 43. Scales on a wing outside Terry Nelson, the tight end, and it's McCutcheon. And Leonard does a fine job of making the tackle and avoiding a shoulder block from Dwight Scales.
Watch Elam again here. Coming over, he gets clipped here. Good block by Tom Mack here, taking Elam out of the quick pursuit because that's what he does so well, getting plays away from him.
2nd and 7 from the San Francisco 40-yard line. Scales this side. Harold Jackson wide left. So Joe going to the air, and he bounced it. No good. Terry Nelson, the intended receiver, and there's a flag on the play.
Again, Elam may have gotten held 2 plays before that, and I think they're going to catch him this time.
Sooner or later. He's an outstanding ball player.
Just as soon as you rush a passer like that, I don't think his defensive lineman don't go back. And he says,
Holding number 75.
oh, we got John Williams for the call, but every time they rush a passer, they come back. Well, look at him here, little spinning action. He spins twice. That shows you the quickness that he has. And then Howard comes over. You don't think he's holding him? And every time they go back to that official, they say, look, watch that guy. He's holding me this time. He's holding him. There's Williams holding.
All right, 2nd and 17. The ball at midfield. 1:23. Here comes McCutcheon on a draw, and Hardman got him from behind. And actually, Tommy Hart had driven in. John Williams kept Hart off him, but that delay was for Hardman to come back and get him.
Somebody's down. It looks like we have an injury.
It might be Lawrence McCutcheon. McCutcheon, who was hit low and from behind by Hardman, and then had some other people come up and hit him high, among others Willie Harper. And so Lawrence McCutcheon banged up. He has been coming back from a hamstring and has not been 100% anyway. 3:59 to go in the third quarter. Rams 17, San Francisco 14.
Port of call, Caribbean. The Navy. See your local recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Like I tell my friends, I said, see a Firestone deal if you're having trouble out your ties.
Ask a friend about Firestone, Firestone, Firestone.
When you're driving on a Firestone tire, it's a good feeling.
You and I, when we go to buy a tire, I don't believe we're experts.
Against San Francisco.
The last 3 throws by Joe Namath, after he took the sandwich back there, and he got sandwiched by the 2 defensive linemen. Every ball he's thrown since then has been in the ground. He bounced one to Nelson, he bounced that one, he bounced one other one.
Here's Glenn Walker punting for the Rams. Rick Jennings all alone on his 10-yard line. And a very short punt. After some great punts, Walker is short and hits it OB. And, of course, Glenn Walker had a 10-yard punt against Atlanta, and it led to the Atlanta victory over the Rams.
They have a third quarter score. Washington 14, St. Louis Cardinals nothing. Another touchdown pass from Billy Kilmer to Gene Fugit.
So a 14-yard punt by Glenn Walker, and that'll be a break for the 49ers. They put the ball in play on their own 33-yard line. 1st and 10. It's 17-14 Rams. 3:26 to go in the third quarter. Washington left and lashed right. Delvin Williams got across the 35.
We have a report that they don't feel that Lawrence McCutcheon's knee injury is serious, which happens to be good news as far as the Rams are concerned.
By the way, the final results at Watkins Glen today: James Hunt first, Mario Andretti second, and Jody Shelter third. That would be the U.S. Grand Prix. You'll see highlights of that next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, along with the Karate Contact Championship and the Strongest Men competition. Plunkett, under a little heat from Youngblood, runs by Dreyer. Gets across the 40 and is upended by number 53, Jim Youngblood.
Oh, this is why. Boy, you go back to the great pressure there by Jack Youngblood. Jim going back up the middle, and watch his hit. He goes up in the air, upside down, right on his shoulder and helmet then. He's got to be going, where's everybody gone? And now your coach, if he's calling the play, he sends in a long pass play, and you can't even see.
So it's 3rd and about 3 for the 49ers. The ball just over the 40-yard line, and here comes Delvin Williams. He got a block by Lawson on Elmendorf, but it wasn't enough. And on second effort, Youngblood came up to get him, and he might have just made the first down. We'll see where they spot it. Steve Lawson, who was playing hurt. In fact, Lawson was a doubtful starter, and he made the block that time to get the first down.
So that Denver leading Seattle 17-14.
The ball on the San Francisco 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Washington left, Lash right. Out of the eye, Williams the deep back. And Delvin with Jackson throwing a block on Isaiah Robertson, and Jim Youngblood makes the hit again. Well, all Jackson can do is take care of one man, Robertson, number 58, and that left Youngblood for the kill.
Jim Youngblood looks like he's feeling a little more comfortable moving in that middle.
It's a tough spot without Jack Reynolds and Youngblood suddenly being converted to that position. He's coming off knee surgery. He was hurt in the 3rd game last year against the Giants, so he just started. 2nd and 11 from the 49er 43. Plunkett gonna keep. He's to midfield. Flag on the play as he goes down across the 45. Bill Simpson on top of him. And there was a push and a shove, I think, against Keith Fondhorst of San Francisco, number 71.
And it was after Youngblood had already gone by Plunkett. Plunkett was running when he shoved him. He wasn't in the play at all. A real costly mistake.
The 14-yard gain that has been reduced to ashes. And the penalty against Fondhorst, number 71. Fondhorst, a tight end at Minnesota.
Use the hands offense, number 71.
That's who it is.
And this is what kills you. Quarterback has just made a big play. He just ran for 15 yards, picked up a first down, and now he goes back in the huddle. He's pooped. What happens? He's got 2nd and 20. He's got to come up with a big play again. San Diego 21, Cincinnati 3. Boy, is that an upset.
Well, we'll see about Plunkett in the big play. He has Seal wide left, Washington in a slot right. Plenty of protection, and he goes down to Washington, who dropped it. Gene Washington, if he catches the ball, he had 1 step to go for a first down, and he dropped the ball.
And he hit him right in the numbers. You don't see that very often.
Washington had caught 3 for 60 yards.
Watch Plunkett going back here, really waits, gets good protection this time, makes a good throw. Look at this. Nobody around him, and it just comes right out. The easiest kind to drop. Jim Plunkett turned around and says, what do I have to do to get a first down?
Cody Jones comes out, and Carl Eckern coming in for the Rams. And for the 49ers now, Plunkett brings them out with Washington in a slot left inside Jim Lash. 3rd and 20 from the 34. Seal, wide right. On a draw to Wilbur Jackson. He can't get by Brodzinski. A good play by rookie Bob Brodzinski out of Ohio State. And so San Francisco will have to kick, and that penalty just killed them.
Certainly did. The 2 penalties killed them. They get backed up here. And when you got the prevent defense, they had 5 linebackers real deep. It's hard to throw over that. And they just called a draw play, hoping for a big run, and they didn't get it, and they have to give up the ball. Hope to wait till next time.
And for the Rams, of course, that 14-yard punt by Glenn Walker does not hurt them too much because of the defense. And the 3rd quarter is history here at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. And the score, the Rams 17 and the 49ers 14. We'll pause now for a word from your local station.
Young Daniel Boone faces a trial by peril at the hands of the Cherokee Indians Tuesday night at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
The start of the 4th quarter, 17-14 Rams. Tom Whittem punting for San Francisco from his own 25-yard line, and standing deep, Cullen Bryant and Billy Waddy for the Rams. They're on their 22. So Whittem gets good blocking. The Rams are not coming. They go back to set up, and Waddy a fair catch shy of the 35. And the Rams will put it in play 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS. It'll be a doubleheader. the regional games, Philadelphia versus the New York Giants, Detroit, Minnesota, Atlanta, San Francisco, Washington versus Tampa Bay. And then Dallas versus St. Louis. Dallas winning today, St. Louis losing to Washington. That's next Sunday right here on CBS. First and 10 on the Ram 33. Scales wide right, Jackson left, and it is McCutcheon back in there to the 35. So evidently Lawrence's knee banged up, but well enough for him now to get back in and play.
Yes, for him to come back, sure it was just a bruise, because they certainly wouldn't be taking a chance on him leading this game in the fourth quarter.
Second and 8. The ball just shy of the Ram 35-yard line. Jackson right, Scales left, and Terry Nelson, the tight end, on the left side. Hart trying to get at him, but Namath unlimbers and completes his pass. Anthony Leonard is all over Harold Jackson at the 45-yard line. And there's a flag in the backfield.
Yes, sir. We have another flag down.
Tommy Hart was putting on heat. It might have been someone trying to keep Hart out of there.
That was a well-thrown ball. He had double coverage, and they beat the double coverage on a turn-in then.
Offense 75, illegal use of the hands.
John Williams caught for maybe second or third time today. That was a pretty good rush put on by the San Francisco front four. They have 2 sacks. Hardman has one, and Elam has the other.
If we can pick up Williams blocking here. Nope, we don't pick it up. He was outside there.
Jackson right, Scales left, and Namath will try it again. And he completes it to Capoletti, who gets out to the 35 with Mel Phillips on his back as Dave Washington went flying by.
Good throw, good possession, and backs out of the backfield, hooking up. This is a shorter pass to beat that rush. They beat the rush in, gets the ball off very quickly, picks up 10 yards.
Third and about 8 for the Rams, the ball on their own 35-yard line. And the same formation with the back split. So we'll see if Joe passes with the split back formation. Back stay in to block. Namath deep down the right side and broken up. Intended for Harold Jackson, and right there with him was Anthony Leonard. By the way, Sonny, when the backs are split, invariably you see a National Football League quarterback pass. What's the basic idea of splitting your backs and making it a pass formation?
When you get them out behind your tackles like that, Ben, it gives you a good opportunity to get them in the pass pattern. They can get in the pass pattern much quicker than they can from the I formation. And everybody likes to do it. A lot of teams have a big tendency of throwing when you have the back split. Other thing is, you can also help block those defensive ends.
Glenn Walker gets a high one away from his 25. Rick Jennings on his 30. And the Blues taken down at the 35. There was McLean and Hara, the first 2 to get to him. Nolan Cromwell also there. So with 13 minutes left to go in the ball game, Rams 17, 49ers 14.
Of all of the small cars to choose from, Ford Pinto offers the kind of value that makes it the best-selling American small car. Pinto has a low price, and over 75% of Pinto's schedule maintenance requirements have been reduced or eliminated. And Pinto has higher resale value than Chevy Chevette. When it comes to small cars, there are a lot to choose from. When it comes to value, look to Ford Pinto, the best-selling American small car. When America needs a better idea, Ford puts it on wheels.
Schlitz Light. Schlitz Light beer has a third fewer calories than our other fine beer, and all the taste beer drinkers expect from Schlitz.
Why does he drink that?
It is his beer. It's only light beer with gusto.
Schlitz Light?
Beer drinkers know it took Schlitz to bring the taste to light.
Someday, Archie wants to buy a business.
I want to see Kelsey's bar turned into Bunker's bar.
At 8:30, 7:30 Central and Mountain.
The Ram bench. Listen.
Up here. So we got, that means we got right here. Right here, Jimmy. This table, this is the other guy. Okay, right here, right here, right here, right here. We're solid on this side. You're going back to take it.
What they're talking about is punt. Picking out your man, numbering off who you take on the punt. They must have been scared. They almost got the last one blocked.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 35. Wilbur Jackson out to the 40-yard line with Budzinski and Youngblood making the tackles. And you have to remember this 49er club had a 14-yard gain by Plunkett, wiped away on a penalty. Gene Washington dropped what looked like a cinch first down, pass completion, and now they're trying to come back again.
Another third quarter score. Denver 24, Seattle 13.
Got it out to the 39, so that makes it 2nd and 6 for Jim Plunkett. He has Lash right, Washington left. Williams, the deep man, in the eye. Fake to Delvin Williams. Plunkett a little lob to Mitchell, and he can't hold it. Dave Elmendorf wasn't sure, so he brought him down.
Well, what a quick reaction by Jim Plunkett then. He got pressure. He was going on that little waggle where he throws a check down. Had Mitchell coming across, and he just kind of pushed it to him. Mitchell couldn't hold on to it.
Tom Mitchell, 10-year man out of Bucknell. He's an interesting man, a scratch golfer. He's got a pilot's license. He owns a golfing complex. Got a lot of irons in the fire. Paid attendance, 55,466. And they see 3rd and 6 on the San Francisco 39. Washington right, Lash left. Plunkett with Youngblood trying to get to him, and it is not intercepted, but it was that close. Bill Simpson had his hands on it, couldn't come up with it.
Well, that's when you go off the field saying, boy, am I glad I made a bad throw.
That's right. If he had gotten a little bit higher, Simpson has himself an interception.
And a touchdown.
So Bill Simpson, the Huck Finn of the Rams, just came up a buck short. And now Tom Whittams will be asked to punt from about his own 27-yard line. Skip Vanderbunt is back there to block for him. And Billy Waddy standing all alone on his 25. And the punt is blocked by Bill Simpson. Picked up by Jim Jodat and run out of bounds. So if Simpson can't intercept it, he blocked it.
And not only that, they got a penalty on the play for hitting Jodat out of bounds.
Simpson coming in from the left side. Vanderbunt tries to pick him up. Simpson went right by Vanderbunt and blocked Whittam's punt.
Here it is again. You see the block. Oh, that's great hustle. That's something you work on all week long. Great hustle. And they're also going to get a penalty on this thing.
That's something for Simpson, who was frustrated on the interception, to come right back breathing fire and block the punt, and then add a little fillip to that. The penalty will put the ball on the 15-yard line.
It was on a 30-yard line. Unnecessary roughness, number 41 on the defense. That's 1st down.
So Mike Balderson, a rookie out of Washington, guilty of unnecessary roughness, and the Rams get a big slice of cake. 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 15-yard line on a block punt by Bill Simpson. Harold Jackson left, White Scales right, Capoletti and McCutcheon in the eye. Second man, McCutcheon. Across the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. McGill had to come up and hit him along with Vanderbunt.
Right at the good blocking at the point of attack then by Williams and Dennis Howard. Rich Saul really blew him out. Big hole again.
So the ball on the San Francisco 9. That will make it 2nd and 4. Jackson left, Scales right. Terry Nelson on the right side. Here comes Capoletti, but he bumps into Tom Mack, and he is drowned under 49ers. He was trying to follow Tom Mack, and Mack couldn't get the block off. So then when he tried to peel off and go around, no way.
He gets slowed up in the backfield here a little bit, has to bounce out of it, and then pursuit catches up with him. Good hustling defense. Third down, looks like Joe coming in with their second tight end. Charlie Young's coming in.
He got the ball down to the 7-yard line, so that was a pretty good effort. It makes it 3rd and 2. Young on the right side, Nelson on the left, Scales on the wing left. McCutcheon. And he bounced away from Bruce Taylor at the 5-yard line. The whistle blows the ball dead. McGill and Washington finally hit him, but it was Bruce Taylor who had the shot to ruin the play. And that's enough for a 1st and goal for Los Angeles, leading 17-14, 10:30 left to go in the game.
They're really taking advantage of their scoring opportunities. They started on the 15-yard line early on a good punt return. Now they're coming up with this.
The 1st and goal, Scales on the right wing. 2 tight ends. Capoletti grabbed by McGill, and Ralph McGill was able to grab him by one arm and hold him up.
Oh, good defensive charge in. Excellent defensive charge. It beat the Rams off the ball then and kind of took them off and stacked everybody up.
See, that Ralph McGill is amazing. A couple of years ago, he was kicked in the head by Tom Dempsey, and everybody feared for his life. He had a concussion last year that put him out of action for 4 weeks, a neck sprain last week. Here he is.
And he's been all over the field today making big plays.
6-year man out of Tulsa, Ralph McGill. 2nd and goal for the Rams. McCutcheon. And Jim Webb got him. He tried to come back away from his blockers, and he ran right into Jim Webb, who owns a dairy farm and wants to be a veterinarian. But not today.
Not today. I'll tell you that. You got to be impressed with the way the 49ers are playing defense now. They came up, they had 1st and goal to go on the 4-yard line. Look at them now. They're back on the 7-yard line, and it's 3rd down.
They had 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 15, hammered at 1st to goal on the 3. Now it's 3rd and goal on the 7, and they're going to string them out a little bit. Scales left, Jackson right, they split the back. Namath to pass, and it's deflected and broken out. It was deflected, I believe, by Ed Gallagher, number 75. And if so, that's ironic because Gallagher was a teammate of Joe Namath with the New York Jets.
I'd say, Dave, they thought they had an interception then. Watch this. A ball gets deflected.
Yep.
And look at it up in the air. See 2 men. Phillips goes in and knocks it down. But they're going to have an interception if the ball gets through there. If Phillips doesn't knock it down, they get an interception. Maybe come away from this thing without any points.
Septien trying for a field goal. Nolan Cromwell will spot the ball on the 14, almost 15, so about a 25-yard field goal attempt, and it is good. So
wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. When things are getting thick and you want to start real quick, you can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust a Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. Delco Freedom.
Thanks, Delco.
You get to be the superstar in renting car when you've got the kind of people who can get things ready. Even before you get there, Hertz has more of them than anyone. People who want to get their job done fast and who can put out that extra effort when things get busy.
Go, Hertz, go.
People who know the most important thing is getting each customer away fast into a reliable Ford or other fine car. Come to Hertz.
The superstar in rent-a-car.
You know it.
8 minutes and 53 seconds left to go in the ball game, and picture postcards from Los Angeles. The Rams kicking off to the 49ers, and it'll be Paul Hofer out of the end zone. He got away from Al Cowlings, and goes out at the 25. Al Cowlings hit him at the 15, and he just brushed him off. A good return by Paul Hofer.
His second good return.
You'll see Cowlings number 70 in a moment.
Yeah, watch him come up. He follows his wall of blockers, cuts to the outside. There's Cowlings missing the tackle. He gets around, and you see how hard he is to bring down. He almost broke another tackle.
1st and 10 on the San Francisco 26-yard line. Washington right, Lash left. Jackson and Williams going all the way back there behind Plunkett. Jim unloading, bobbled, and intercepted by Brudzinski. The ball was caught by Williams, popped out of his arms into the hands of Bob Brudzinski, the rookie linebacker from Ohio State, and they're mobbing him.
And what an alert play he makes here. You watch your rush on Plunkett. He does well to get the ball off. It's going to be a quick screen, and the ball pops up in the air. And Brzezinski just barely... It's amazing how quick his hands were right here to come up with that interception.
Amidst the good news for the Rams, bad news, Ron Jesse will have surgery tomorrow for torn knee ligament.
Oh.
1st and 10 on the Ram 20. Scales left, Jackson right. Lawrence McCutcheon. And he got inside the 15 and goes out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Boy, he does this all on his own. Plays going up the middle. Watch this. He cuts right here because he sees daylight, cuts outside, and just his speed gets him around the corner.
McCutcheon has carried 22 times for 83 yards. There's a San Diego big story.
San Diego 24 over Cincinnati 3 in the 4th period. Now it's 14-7. Washington over St. Louis.
2nd and 2 from the 11. Capoletti is to the 5, across the 5. Ralph McGill hit him, and it didn't bother him. Capoletti kept on going.
All right, 1st down.
1st down inside the 5.
Again, good running by the back. John Capoletti this time. There you see the Washington score. Jim Hart hit J.V. Kane.
Charles Young, the tight end on the left side. Terry Nelson on the right side. Scales on a wing. So it's 1st and goal from the 3. Name it to Capoletti. He's not going to go anywhere. McCutcheon threw a pretty good block on Bruce Taylor, but Skip Vanderbunt was able to make the hit.
This is where they had trouble getting in last time. 2nd and goal. They started on the 4th, on 4-yard line last time.
Well, I tell you, that 49er defense in this 82-degree weather, they got to be dragging now.
They've been on the field a long time, and it's just a big play.
7.5 to go in the game. 2nd and goal from the 2. Rod Phillips is in there, but it's McCutcheon. Phillips trying to block for him. Well, what a battle in the end zone with Mel Phillips and Dwight Scales knocking each other crazy on that run up the middle.
Looked like a wrestling match, didn't it? Oh.
So Kenny Myers asking his defense to hold on again, which is almost asking the impossible. The 49ers have played well. A couple of penalties, an interception on one drop by Williams. The drop by Gene Washington has ruined what would have been a big second-half comeback. 3rd and 1 from the 1. Capoletti got in there. The 49ers say no, but the officials say yes. Oh, no, says Anthony Leonard. No, 1,000 times no.
I can't believe it. Oh, I cannot believe it. Look at him.
So Capoletti following Tom Mack. He can take another look.
Let's see what we can make out of the play. He goes over the top. A lot of people. And you know who's right underneath there? Is that McGill and Vanderbunt.
And there's Taylor coming along.
And Taylor coming in. He must have got it on his second effort. He don't look... I tell you, he has a lot.
That's good. There's a few oh-no's up north, I'm sure.
I'm sure of that.
We've got 6:35 to go in the ball game, and the Rams are sitting on what is now a comfortable lead, 27-14.
Inside this new Firestone radial tire is an improved steel cord with 5 million miles of developmental testing. Where once we used 5 strands, we now use 10 strands of steel. 7 around 2, wrapped by 1. A cord construction so important, Firestone named the tire for it. 7, 2, 1. The new steel-belted radial 721. Now, from Firestone.
Leslie Caron for Color Track by RCA.
In Gigi, my brooch was blue, the leaves were green, and my gown was lavender lace. If these colors don't look right to you, you should know about Color Track from RCA. Getting the color right is what Color Track is all about. It actually adjusts the colors and locks them on track.
Before you see the Color Track system grabs it, aligns it, defines it, sharpens it, tones it, and locks the color on track.
RCA is making television better and better.
Leading 27-14. Rafael Septien ready to boot it off. The Rams covering 19 yards in 5 plays with Capoletti bringing it over. Paul Hofer will let it kick and stay. So Septien, who has been kicking him into the end zone since joining the Rams, kicks another one through, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for San Francisco. 5 plays, 19 yards. Remember the big play, the pass to Delvin Williams. It popped out of Williams' arms, picked off by linebacker Bob Brzezinski, and then the Rams finally punched it over.
Again, taking advantage of scoring opportunities, coming away with points. Sign of a good football team.
1st and 10 from the San Francisco 20. Lash right, Washington left. Plunkett to Delvin Williams, blocked by Jackson, and what a play by Bob Brzezinski. Wilbur Jackson blocked him, Brzezinski slipped the block and made the tackle on Delvin Williams. The kid out of Ohio State having a marvelous day.
Watch him, all he does is jump outside of Jackson's block here. He jumps outside, positions himself, he sees Williams commit himself, just steps back in and makes the play. Played the play perfectly.
So 2nd and 10 from the 20. Plunkett completes a Paul Seal at the 30, and he gets almost to the 35-yard line. And the good job done on Jack Youngblood, who almost got in there on Plunkett, and the 49ers kept him away. 14-yard pass play and a completion, and that'll make it a 1st and 10. The ball on the just shy of the 35.
A lot of pressure on Plunkett now. He's had an outstanding day, 12 out of 19, 185 yards. And he's had them dropped. He's had them knocked up in the air and intercepted. He's had everything happen to him.
Over the middle to Seal, and he dropped it. And he took a lick anyway from Elvendorf and Youngblood. Bad enough to drop it, but to get hit twice, that's really double jeopardy.
Yeah. I don't think he really gets a handle on this quick enough to as he wanted to get it to him, but you see, he just didn't concentrate, took his eyes off the ball, and he gets nailed in there and pays the price for it. If you're going to get hit like that, you might as well just catch your ball anyway. You're going to suffer.
5 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the ballgame. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Youngblood taking the heat. Now Dreyer chasing him. And he'll go out of bounds before Isaiah Robertson can get in a lick.
And we have another little penalty, a little shove by the offensive lineman.
Same guy, 71.
Same guy.
71, you grabbed him first for the face.
Discouraging to hear, isn't it? Same guy, 71, if you're 71.
Yes, it is. Youngblood had beat him around the outside, and he didn't have much choice. You have to decide right.
Illegal use of the hands offense, number 71.
So Keith Bonhorst, a big man, 6'6", 263 pounds, coming off thyroid surgery, only 25 years old, out of the University of Minnesota, where he played tight end.
You have to decide what you're going to do then, whether you're going to push him or let your quarterback get killed.
2nd and 20 from the 49er 24-yard line. Good protection, and again the pass went right up Wilbur Jackson's fingertips and was almost picked up by any one of 4 Los Angeles Rams. So Plunkett is on target all day, but he's not getting all the completion.
This one got a little high on him, and you know, you stick your hands up in that crowd there. You see, he just did get it over Freddie Dryer's hands, and Delvin Williams couldn't quite hold on to it.
He had both backs crossing there, Jackson and Williams.
Yes. San Francisco, and talking with their coaches, they got to believe in themselves a little more. They got to believe they can win.
3rd and 20 from their own 24, 4:58 left to play. Plunkett is short. It's picked up by Rod Perry. He laterals to Bill Simpson, who's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, 4-yard line. Rod Perry intercepted and lateral to Bill Simpson, who carried it inside the 5. And what a day for the 49ers.
Let's take a look at it. Plunkett trying to muscle it in double coverage. I tell you, my hat goes off to him because this is tough. He's been put in that position all day of having to come up with a big play. A lateral off to Simpson, down the field. And what happens here? Oops, back down in scoring position again.
The pass intended for Jim Lash, and there were 3 Rams there. Elmendor, Perry, who finally caught it, and Simpson at the other end of the lateral, and it's 1st and goal on the 4, and the 49er defense now have their tongues hanging out. McCutcheon.
I tell you what, it's a tough break for the 49ers. They just put themselves the costly penalties, set them back and set them back. I'm sure that man standing right there says, oh, what kind of field position am I getting? I start on the 10, I start on the 7, the 15, the 14.
Yeah, he's playing with house money.
Yes, he is.
Rod Phillips coming into the backfield now to give Capoletti a breather. Nelson and Young, the 2 tight ends. 2nd down. And it's McCutcheon. He's in there, Lawrence McCutcheon for the touchdown. And a bone-weary 49er defense has just about had all the air let out of the balloon now. We have 4 minutes to go, and the Rams have this one with a lock on it.
Anybody in there?
You can see it right here. It's just they've been pounding on him and beating on him and beating on him. Capoletti leads. They go right in. McCutcheon, great runner that he's in. He gets into the end zone again.
So it's 33 to 14 Rams. Septien trying to make it 34. It's up. She's good.
And we talk about Joe Namath calling plays. It's easy to call plays inside the 20 all the time.
So right now, 4 minutes left to go. Rams 34, 49ers 14.
The Ford in your future is coming. The new Ford Fairmont. A new car designed for today and the years ahead. Fairmont's mileage ratings are the same as a little VW Rabbit when both are equipped with automatic transmission. Yet Fairmont has 90% of the head, leg, and shoulder room of most large cars and fine all-around visibility. This kind of room is combined with the highest mileage rating in its class. Test drive Fairmont October 7th. Fairmont, the newest, better idea from Ford.
When do you say Budweiser?
After we find 1 more mile an hour.
When do you say Budweiser?
Right now, or any time that's right for a cold beer is perfect for the smooth taste of the king of beers, Budweiser.
When you say Budweiser,
Here's to you, gentlemen.
you said it all.
Well, the opposite sides of the coin. Kenny Myers on the far side, Chuck Knox of the Rams against each other today, together for 4 years, and it's 34-14, Knox and the Rams. Raphael Septien will be kicking off And this one will go right down to the edge and go into the end zone again. So Paul Hofer has nothing to do but let it bounce through. And the 49ers will put the ball in play, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. A couple of words said, Carl Eckern, and a couple of the 49ers, but that's broken up immediately.
And look at that fourth quarter score, 21-7, Washington over St. Louis. John Riggins on a 53-yard touchdown run. That's his biggest run since he's been in Washington.
The Cardinals being chewed up by Washington, and now they look forward to meeting Dallas at home. And Scott Bull has come in at quarterback. Jim Plunkett had the most unlucky day that a quarterback can have, Sonny.
He did.
Bull at 6'5", sends Seal left, Washington in a slot right inside Harrison. Carroll and Hofer go out, and Bull is going to be brought down by Larry Brooks after Mike Fanning, number 79, almost stole the ball on him. He got away from Fanning only to be swallowed up by Brooks.
Impossible situation for Scott Bull now. Everybody back, only 3 men coming, everybody's back. And look, he's under heavy pressure, doesn't get a chance to get set good. Just as soon as he escapes one man, there's Brooks with him.
And Brooks decked him like a sack of flour, so Scott Bull got his feet wet in a hurry.
There's the final, Miami 27, Houston 7. Don Shula's got his troops going again.
2nd and 12 from the 18. Carroll and Hofer are in the backfield, and whistles all over the place. (34-14) Rams, 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in the game.
Delay.
And a delay of the game.
Offensive delay.
5-yard penalty against the 49ers. So this has been a mistake-riddled second half for a 49er club that was not only in the game, got to 17-14.
Had a chance to tie it with a field goal, and from then on, it's been mistake after mistake. It's put them in the hole.
2nd and 17 from the 13. A little release quick to Bob Farrell at the 10, and he gets across the 15 and really had to pay for it. Randy Cross tried to block for him over there, but there were too many blue shirts.
And when you play a good football team, you go home and talk about the mistakes you made against them. But good football teams have a way of making you make mistakes. And that's what the Ram defense has done today. They've made the big plays. They've had the 2 interceptions that set up scores. They block a punt.
So 3rd and 12 from the 18. Bull has nothing left but to throw it up, and does to Farrell. Clean at the 25, and Bill Simpson hits him and drives him down. The same Simpson who has blocked a punt and also took the lateral. So he's had a big day.
It's not enough for the first down. They'll have to kick it away again.
So Scott Bull tried his hand at it. Former wishbone quarterback at Arkansas. And again, Tom Woodham will be called in to punt. For the Rams, going deep, Billy Waddy and Cullen Bryant. And they'll be standing inside their own 35-yard line. We have 2 minutes left. There's the 2-minute warning. So a timeout down on the field. So the Rams are breezing. They are sitting on top of a 20-point lead, 34-14.
Maybe you're using Desenex, but to kill the fungus that causes the burning, cracking, and itching of athlete's foot, Aftate is better, much better. It's the killer. Aftate kills all major types of athlete's foot fungus and helps prevent reinfection. In fact, the medication in Aftate has been proven more effective in killing athlete's foot fungus than the medication in Desenex. Aftate is better, much better. It's the killer.
Cold night, Bob. Did you put in the Prestone antifreeze?
Prestone. Who needs Prestone?
Prestone. You need Prestone.
If your antifreeze is worn out or you don't have enough, you could be in trouble. So put in a fresh fill of Prestone, too, to prevent corrosion and freeze-ups.
Prestone! We need Prestone!
Prestone. You need Prestone.
Houston Oilers 7.
With 2 minutes left to go, the Rams leading the 49ers 34-14. Tom Woodham will be punting from his 15-yard line. Pat Hayden waiting on the sidelines to get in a play or two. Woodham goes to the 40-yard line. Waddy backs up and the ball follows him across the 30-yard line, and the 49ers will let it roll to the Ram 26. And Pat Hayden, who was waiting patiently, is coming in. Joe Namath had a big day, and it's now Hayden's chance to finish up. That was a 49-yard punt and no return. Good kick for Tom Woodham. There's Joe Namath accepting the congratulations of his teammates. A big day for Joe to put 34 on the board thanks to a very alert defensive club. 34-14, Rams.
Want to cut your fuel bills? Whether your house is new or old, put insulation everywhere. It can save you money. Your attic, you need a 6 to 12-inch blanket of pink Owens Corning fiberglass. Walls, full insulation. Unheated crawl space, insulate below the floor. Live where it's cold, insulate basement walls. See your Owens Corning fiberglass supplier to learn all about insulation. Insulation is cheaper than oil.
Fred, you're getting married. You gotta look great, so stop shaving. It's better to get stroked in the morning.
The Bic shaver?
The Bic shaver is so responsive it doesn't shave you, it strokes you.
I'm gonna get stroked like this every morning.
And the Bic shaver's cheaper than blades, yet it's a blade and handle in one.
Fred, marriage agrees with you.
Well, he really got stroked this morning.
The Bic shaver, lots of great shaves from just one Bic shaver. Then it's time for the next. So don't shave, get stroked in the morning.
We have 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go in the ball game. Pat Hayden takes over, 1st and 10 on the Ram 25. Final score.
San Diego 24, Cincinnati 3, another upset.
Wendell Tyler out across the 25 to the 27. So Hayden, the boy from SC, giving the football to the boy from UCLA. And it was Ed Bradley out of Wake Forest who made the tackle.
Yeah, Hayden's just trying to run the clock out unless he wants to just put one up for no particular reason.
You better have a reason.
Well, I mean, look, what are you proving by putting one up in a situation like this?
Right. 2nd and 8 from the 28. Waddy is wide right. Scales playing just outside Charles Young. And here comes Wendell Tyler, and there goes Wendell Tyler. With Klein and Cook and Mel Phillips and Bruce Taylor.
Hayden turn around, take a little quick look at the clock and decide what he wants to do here. He may decide to throw a little one here and see what happens.
Wendell Tyler, who just carried the ball, was the all-time UCLA rusher with over 3,000 yards. So he's a familiar name around these parts. 3rd and 7 from the 29.
He's got his back split.
Phillips and Tyler are the backs. Well, he was gonna put it up, and down he goes. So Pat Hayden is swallowed up. Tony Klein got in there. Doug France had his hands full with big Bill Cook. There are the credits of the producer and director, Howard Reichsteiner, Duke Strook, Ray Ball. We are hoping to bounce all the way across country in a moment. There's a timeout down on the field. The Rams sitting on top of a 34-14 lead. Pat Hayden finishing up the ball game after Joe Namath had a fine day. Another final score.
Yes, another final. Denver 24, Seattle 13. Well, that Denver team doesn't give up many points, do they? They're stingy.
Glenn Walker has had a lot of good punts and one bad punt of 14 yards, but the Ram defensive squad bailed him out of that one. So Glenn will be punting. Carl Eckern is back to help blocking. And Rick Jennings standing on his own 40-yard line for San Francisco. And it's off to the side and goes out around midfield. In fact, it will go out on the 46-yard line, and there's a fight on the field, or at least a difference of opinion. Balderson is pushed away by Dale Mitchell.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yes.
A difference of opinion.
That's all there was.
Washington got a 41-yard field goal with 2:34 left in the fourth quarter. They now lead 24-7 over the Cardinals.
You know what the argument is between these two clubs? Whether fog is better than smog.
Which is?
Well, the ball is on the Ram 46-yard line. We have 13 seconds left to go. Scott Bull is in there. Gene Washington wide left, Kenny Harrison right. Hofer and Farrell are the backs. This ought to be the last play. And Bull down the middle, completes it to Seal. Eckern hits him, and that should be that. So the 49ers finished the game on a completed pass, but they didn't have very many high spots in the second half. As we mentioned, they got to 17-14 and had a chance for a field goal to tie it up and missed it. They had several opportunities backfire, and an alert Ram ball club, either an interception and a lateral or a blocked punt, and they were able to pile up the lead and sit on top of it. Well, Bull will have one more play with 3 seconds to go. Harrison right, Washington left. And Bull is dragged and fumbled. Keith Farnhorst fell on the ball. It was Jack Youngblood who stripped the ball from him. Farnhorst recovered, but it's all over. So the Los Angeles Rams grinding out a 34-14 victory. A combination of very good offense and defense for the 49ers. Close but no cigar, and they couldn't overcome the Rams and their own mistakes. Chuck Knox and Kenny Myers saying goodbye to each other. They were very close for 4 years here. Today they were ahead of, and it was the Rams who come up 20 on top, 34-14. That's the final from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Now this is Vin Scully for Sonny Jurgensen saying goodbye from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Now let's join Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire for the conclusion of the St. Louis-Washington game in Washington, D.C.
7. 2 minutes to play. Art Tamara said he might have a first down. He does.